how do you get started and even get good with video marketing when you are new, or you feel like you're not very tech savvy, or you just feel like you're late to the game? Like, is it too late for you? I've been having this conversation a lot with my real estate clients, the clients that I'm helping them, teaching them real estate marketing. And this theme keeps coming up of they may have watched some of my videos here on YouTube or on social media, and they tell me, like, you're so good at that. I feel like I can never get there, or I could never do that. And here's the thing, is that you absolutely can. You can, period. This is like a theme with my clients. I'm like, yes, you can, period. No excuses. You just need to get started. You need to practice. And we're going to talk about how you can do that without just putting yourself out there publicly and failing in front of what you think is going to be maybe the world, but really it's just going to be in front of a few people. But we're going to talk about how you can actually get started. Hi guys, my name is Brayden McKee, and I teach content marketing strategy to real estate agents and small business owners. So follow along for more on all things content marketing, social media, email marketing, creating content that is going to build trust and authority for your business, attract clients, and get you more sales. Today we're talking about this conversation that I've been having, what seems like it's been on repeat the last month or so, with my real estate clients that I mentor and that I teach marketing to. And it's about how to get started with video marketing in a way that's not super public without having to start, a YouTube channel like this, but how you can use this to your advantage in a less public way, but still get started. So here's what I want to say, is that I have been doing video marketing in some form or fashion for 8-9 years now. It has not been something that I have just easily done and just been naturally good at. I've had to learn how to show up on video. I've had to learn how to create videos. I've had to learn a lot of stuff, and I'm still learning. If you don't believe this, that's okay, that's up to you. But I still feel like I have so much to learn, and I still have so much more to go to perfect this skill and really get better with video marketing. But I am also somebody who believes in putting out content out there, putting out practice content, if you will, even if it's not good, solely for the sake of practicing, solely for the sake of getting reps in. Now, when I say getting reps in, I have a background in being a competitive athlete growing up. I started playing softball when I was 4. I was playing competitive softball by the time I was like 8 or 9, and added some other sports into that. And I was pretty dedicated until I was injured. But because of that, there's a lot of things that I learned from sports that can be applied so much to the business world. So much if you're a content creator, if you're a blogger, you're a business owner, you're a real estate agent. It doesn't really matter. What matters is taking those concepts of something, that we learned or that, you've experienced, and taking those concepts and applying it to something like business and your journey here, right? And when I say putting your reps in, basically, there's this idea that it takes 1,000 reps of something or 10,000 reps of something in sports before you're going to master that skill. So I'm going to tell you guys a little bit of a story, just a short one. I had been injured and I was limited to what I could do with my right arm. And with my right arm being my dominant arm, that meant that if I couldn't use my right arm, I couldn't have it be the lead arm, that I was kind of limited in my ability to play softball. And, it was my goal. I was trying to go and get a college scholarship. I was thinking about this even when I was in like 5th, 6th grade. I was dedicated, right? Well, because of that, I decided, I had this injury. I was kind of on the sidelines. I decided I had this break and I was going to teach myself how to hit from the other side. So instead of being a right-handed hitter, I was going to be a left-handed hitter because of this injury. And so we had this break, and I spent hours and hours working to get my 10,000 reps in to learn to hit from this other side. Now that is not easy, and if I had to do it again, I would say it still would not be easy. Doing 10,000 reps was my goal, and I did get to it, and I did teach myself how to hit from the other side. But that's a lot of reps. And if you wait to do anything until you're perfect, you're never going to get to that 10,000 reps, because if you start from zero, those early swings, those early reps, those early practices, they are not going to be good. They were not good. They were really clunky and awkward and not smooth. Very awkward, kind of like when a baby's learning to walk, or like if you look at a baby deer, trying to learn how to walk. It's very much like that, right? But you still have to go through those early reps to get to the 10,000 master level reps, right? And so when I say putting your reps in, I'm talking about starting even when you're bad, even when you're awkward. And it's okay to be awkward. It's okay to be bad. It's okay for your video, your marketing to not look great, to not look like you have all this experience, when you're at that point, because you're putting your reps in. And what's going to happen is each rep or each couple reps, you're going to learn something new. You're going to be a little bit better. You're going to be a little bit more comfortable, smoother. You're going to start being able to look and see, okay, what can I do better next time? What went wrong there? That didn't feel quite right, or that wasn't right for whatever reason. And you're going to be able to analyze what you're doing with your practice reps until you can continue to get better and better and you master this skill. Now, this is really critical because a lot of times people don't end up pursuing a new skill, or they don't end up pursuing a goal because they don't want to go through the early reps. They don't want to go through the awkward phase. And for some reason, when we're kids, we're learning new things all the time. But when we get to this adulthood and we're trying to go after something new, it's like we put this expectation maybe on ourselves, or maybe it's society, maybe a combination, that we're not going to have any more awkward phases, or we're not going to go through those early reps, or we can't learn something new. And I don't know why. It's so much harder to pursue a new skill. I actually saw this conversation the other day. I think it was in a Facebook group, but these women in my area were talking about wanting to take an adult dance class to learn dance. And they said, this is not something I did when I was a kid, but I would love to learn dance now that I'm in my 30s and I can't find a dance class. And they're like, why are all the dance classes only for kids? And I thought that was a really good point, because it is. When we're kids, like, our parents might have put us in all these different sports and activities to see what we liked and what we gravitated to, where our skill set was going to develop, right? And a lot of people stop pursuing that into adulthood. Now, I think that we can take lessons out of almost everything, and sometimes it's hard to see that on our own, but I would just say, like, hey, let's work on this together. Let's work on trying new things together. Let's work on developing new skills and practicing new things, and going after new dreams and skills that we didn't have before, right? So that's what I want to apply towards doing video marketing for your business. Now, you may be looking at me on this channel and saying, okay, well, you're saying you're a beginner. You have still, or not a beginner, but you still have so much to learn, right? You have so much more that you want to perfect. But I'm not even anywhere close. Like, I don't even think I could put a camera on and start talking to it and put a video out on YouTube. Like, that's way outside of my comfort zone. And that is okay. Kind of lost my train of thought there. But you may be thinking that, and I want to say, like, okay, that's normal. That's okay. But what if we didn't start with YouTube? What if we didn't start with starting a YouTube channel? And listen, I want to say this real quick, not because I'm trying to be mean, but because a lot of people work this up in their heads that, like, in the early days, it's like, well, I'm going to put a video out there and nobody's watching it. Good. If nobody's watching your first videos, then you don't have to be embarrassed. Or if only 1 or 2 people see your first videos and you think they're bad, and then good. The better you get, the more people that are going to see your stuff, the more out there it's going to be. But we work up in our head that we're going to start something and it's going to be like this big humiliation. And to be honest with you, anybody that's going to approach you and make you feel bad about trying something new, first of all, their opinion should be irrelevant to you, honestly. It is not worth not going after something because of somebody's opinion. If they're going to make you feel bad for trying something new, that means they need to work on themselves, right? But not as many people are going to see your early reps, your bad takes, your bad first videos. Not as many people are going to see that as you think. So if you're thinking it's going to be this big humiliation, it's probably not, but I bet you people are going to be rooting for you. And if you don't know if they publicly are, that's okay. I am, and I would be happy to go and engage on any video that you post. Just let me know. But it's not going to be as bad as I think you think it's going to be. So let's talk about how you can actually do this in a way that is going to help you to develop that skill, put the reps in, but also how you can work your way up to having a lead generating YouTube channel or a lead generating Instagram account where you have videos, or a combination. So let's talk about that. But first, I'm just gonna put on a little lip gloss. Okay. I'm trying out a new video style, by the way, you guys. So this video is not gonna have like any editing besides trimming the front and end. And it's just kind of vlog style, like more behind the scenes, more like, hey, I'm just talking to you like if I was talking to you on FaceTime. So let me know what you think about this. And yeah, I might do some stuff like out and about too. And like, we can talk about that. Okay, so the very first thing that I want you to consider is, if you know how to work your Instagram, is using Instagram stories. Now, let me just say that Instagram stories are a great way for people to start using video because they disappear after 24 hours. And unless you want to save them and post them to an Instagram highlight on your account, nobody's going to see them again. So Instagram stories disappear after 24 hours. So this is a great way for you to get started with video, because somebody has to actually like click on Instagram stories to end up seeing your story anyways. And it is something that it's so quick, and it can be literally, you could do one video a day, picking up your phone and turning on Instagram story and talking to the camera. Okay. It's going to be gone after 24 hours. So if you're looking to put in some practice and you want to do one Instagram story a day, that is great, because you can share one thing that happened that day, one thing you learned, a client experience you had, something you saw when you were out and about in your business or working with a client or a customer. And that can be something that you publish once a day, and there you have one rep a day. Now, would I like to see you do more reps potentially up front to really gain the skill? Sure. But if you're like, I cannot bring myself to do more than that one short story. Okay, perfect. Super, super casual, super behind the scenes, and you'll get more comfortable with it. And when people start following you and they're not used to seeing, your face, your videos, they're going to start getting more comfortable with you, because it's going to be like you're there in front of them. The brain recognizes it almost like you're having a face-to-face conversation with someone. So in real estate, we know that when you want to get a conversation with somebody, face-to-face is going to be that highest level. It's going to be the same with any business. Face-to-face is going to be the highest level. And that's why video is so key, is because if you can't always be right there sitting in front of somebody at a coffee shop, at their house, at your business, whatever it might be, this is the next best thing and the best way to build trust without them having to think through it, because their brain is automatically going to take it like a conversation they're having with somebody in person. So that's the first way. Instagram stories is a great way to start getting reps in so that you can do video marketing for your business. And this can be talking about a lot of things. It can be behind the scenes content. You can share something you learned that day, a client experience, a tip for your business, whatever it might be. It's so casual. The next thing that I really like to encourage people who are wanting to get started with video marketing is to download an extension called Loom. Loom lets you record videos and short videos and send them in email. Now you can pay for it, but for just getting started, just use the free account. And what I will say here is this is a great tool to use for one-to-one email and videos for your clients. So let's say that you are a real estate agent and you are working with some sellers. They're selling their house and, you're on the market, you're actively marketing the property, doing showings, accepting feedback, right? And you want to send them an update to what's going on, recent activity in their neighborhood, how the showings and the feedback is going. This is something where you can pull up Loom. You can just go into it on your Chrome extension and you can just record a quick update. Hey, Sally, I just wanted to let you know there's been a couple of updates since we last talked last week, and I wanted to let you know what's going on in the neighborhood. Here is some activity that I think you should be aware of. Here's what I'm seeing. I think our activity so far has been really good, and the feedback has been positive, but we just haven't quite brought in that right buyer. Here's what I think we should think about this week. Here's what I'm working on. Please let me know if you have any questions, and I will talk to you soon. You can send that along with some other email content, some email information. You can repeat what you said in the video in the email or use the email-based text as what you're talking about in the video. And now you're sending a much more personal form of communication directly to your client. And this is a one-to-one format. So if you're worried about a bunch of people seeing your videos and you're feeling like it's awkward, well, it's not. Your client already knows you. They already trust you. They hired you. And now they are going to appreciate this form of communication, especially for things like this, when it's something so important like selling their home, that they know, hey, you took some extra time and prepared this video for me. I'm really thankful for that. This is something that if you are not ready to publicly market yourself with video, use this with your existing clients and leads that you're nurturing. You can also do this with leads. You have somebody set up on a home search, you have somebody set up, on maybe a drip or something that's automatically going out to them, right? Whether that's real estate or whatever other business. Well, let's step it up a notch. Let's send out a one-to-one video email with Loom and give them a more personalized touch in the middle of that email sequence that's going out, or that drip, that email drip that you have going out to them, right? Maybe you want to let them know about something specific that you saw for them that you think might help them. Maybe you want to let them know that you have something new coming or a new resource for your clients and customers. Or maybe you just want to check in and see what questions they have. You could literally record a 10-second video with Loom, pull it up. Hi, Joe, I just wanted to check in with you and see if you have any questions. I know that I'm sending you some resources and information to help you in your journey to buying X, but if you have any questions, I know that sometimes it can, you may not know what to ask or what's next, but I would be happy to answer any questions and help you to decide if this is going to be the right fit for you or not. Please reach out to me, send me an email, or you can call me here. This is now taking something that's automated and you are doing a one-to-one video format. Maybe this is somebody that hasn't seen you before, a picture or a video of you on social media or online, and now you're giving them facial recognition. You're giving them a very, very personalized nurture touch point. And nurture is so important because a lot of people think about video for attracting people in, right? Well, you may be attracting people in, but how are you going to nurture them so they're ready to make the right decision? This is a way for you to do that again, it's one-to-one, it's much less pressure. And again, if they're not already working with you and they don't like the video, okay, there's no harm that's been done. But if it's something that you think would be valuable to them, or you just want to make it more personalized, now you're extending your level of service to a higher level. It doesn't have to be a professionally you don't have to have a professional videographer or a professional editor to level up the client experience by using video. It can be so casual, it can be so simple, and this is something where, again, you're not publicly putting this video out. It's in a one-to-one format. One, it's personalized, which makes your video go above and beyond. I cannot personalize this video because then I would have to make tons of them in order to reach people, right? But I can personalize one-to-one emails with video in them and make sure that I'm taking the time to say that person's name, making sure I, talk about something that's relevant to where they're at, whether they're a current client or I'm hoping that they're going to be a future client or customer, right? So this is one of the benefits to doing, getting your reps in through one-to-one video communication with current clients or people that are currently in your pipeline, in your database, in your email list, and just sending them something a little bit above and beyond. Okay, the very next thing that I want to say with this is that with video, with trying to get more comfortable, something that you could do is you could do like a group Zoom video, and you could get together a small group of people, whether you want to do a training or maybe you just want to do a Q&A session. And again, this is not something where it has to be like you're producing a whole video to try to do this huge marketing piece, right? You could invite a very small segment of people into it or put it out there to a couple of people, and you can practice being on video through something like a Zoom meeting or even a Google meeting where you can say, hey, I want to do a Q&A session. I know you're thinking about buying this or you're thinking about making a purchase decision with this. I'm going to do a Q&A session for the first 5 people who sign up for this. Here's the link. Give them a link to sign up, and then you send them an invite link to Zoom, and they can come on live with you. And it's not like you're going to publish this. If you want to publish it, you can. But again, this is something that it's simple, it's low lift, and it's not something where you have to feel like you're putting out this thing to the world, right? You don't want to add to the pressure of it if you're not ready for that. Now, I would say there's nothing wrong with putting out your early video content, because this is something that I think you can look back on later on when you have done the reps and you've done the work to practice and get better. But doing something in a meeting format helps you to be on video without feeling like you have to produce something or you have to put out this piece of content. The thing that I think helped me with video is that I was kind of just documenting, and I wasn't worrying about trying to be a YouTuber or trying to be a video person, right? I was just documenting what I was doing. So for example, when I was training like 9 years ago, which is crazy to say now, but when I was training, I would start recording workouts that I was doing and just be like, hey, I'm trying to help people with their workouts. Here's what I'm doing today. Here's what I did today for my workout. And I would just record myself. Now, I've seen those videos, and quality was not good at all. It was not, I had no idea what I was doing. To be honest, I'm not even sure how I filmed them. I don't really remember. And I also started doing Instagram videos when I was training. And that is wild to me because just Instagram was such a new platform back then. But it's something where I'm like, I look back and I'm like, yeah, the video quality, it honestly wasn't good. But I never would have got to this point. I never would have got to this point if I didn't do those early videos, if I didn't start. And I, luckily at the time, wasn't thinking about being a YouTuber. I was thinking about getting clients and helping my current clients that I had. And when I started doing real estate, I was doing behind the scenes video tours. I would say, hey, I'm at this open house. Let me show you the kitchen and the backyard. It's really cute. If you want to come check out the rest of the house, come see me. I'm going to be here until 2 p.m., right? It wasn't something where I was trying to be a YouTuber or a video person, a videographer or anything. I was just trying to share what I was doing, and I was kind of documenting the behind the scenes rather than producing something. And I think that's kind of a mindset shift there, is that by putting pressure on it to look like somebody else or to try to produce something like what you've seen online or by other people, you are not giving yourself the opportunity to try and develop this skill and also to do it in your own way. One thing that I personally love about content marketing is that you are able to develop content marketing in a way that matches your style, and you're going to develop your own style and voice over time. But if you're continually looking at the people around you and the people on YouTube and on Instagram and on TikTok, it's going to be a lot harder because you're never going to look exactly like them. You don't know how much time they've been doing video and how much time they've been producing this content for their business or as a creator, right? And so it's going to hold you back. But if you just start doing it, which is the hardest part, because going from doing nothing or being at a standstill position to getting momentum and starting to move is the hardest part. I'm a little bit of a nerd and I haven't taken physics in a long time, but I do know that it's easier to gain momentum when you're already moving than if you're stopped, right? And so it's already hard enough, but if you start adding in external factors, which I think is probably something that helped me at the time because I really was just trying to figure out a way to grow my business and get my name out there as a business owner without trying to be this like professional content creator. I wasn't trying to get monetized on YouTube or anything. I wasn't even trying to get honestly subscribers on YouTube. I don't know how I thought people were going to see the videos, but I actually think it was a blessing because it allowed me to develop this skill. I used to go live on this app called Periscope back in 2016, which was owned by Twitter at the time, or got bought out by Twitter, I think. And it was before Facebook Live was a thing. And I used to do live workouts and fitness and health training, like live training videos. And that was a very weird app. I don't know if any of you all remember Periscope, but that app actually helped me a ton because I would get people on from like other random countries and they would be commenting weird things, you know, and I would have to block them. But also like it was kind of weird, like finding your audience, but it allowed me to practice more and it allowed me to go into a different format. And I was never considering just all of the things like, okay, what if 1,000 people see this video and start making fun of me? I just didn't really consider it at the time. Now, when I started really learning about small business marketing and content marketing on my own, those thoughts came into my mind then because I started looking at what so many other people were doing. I started learning from so many different people, and it was just so much more noise, right? So what I'm trying to convey to you here is that I hope that you give yourself a chance to try to develop this skill and get started without putting too much pressure on yourself, because there's just truly no way to know if you don't get started, if you don't try. And I think you deserve the shot. I do. I think you deserve the chance to try a new skill and try a way to get yourself out there and get more clients, more leads into your business. I believe that video marketing is such a powerful and amazing tool, and I want you to be able to use it. Even if you're like, I don't feel like I'm going to be ready to start a YouTube channel ever. I think you could be. I even think that you could start putting your stuff out there now, even if it's not good. and you're going to get better with each video. And the more you grow and get better with the skill, the more you're going to bring people into your business with the YouTube channel. That's just my personal belief. As long as you give yourself the shot. But you just don't ever know until you start doing it, until you put the reps in. And yes, it's going to be awkward and it's going to be uncomfortable at times, but that's part of the process. And I've been listening to Day Trading Attention by Gary Vee, and I really, really respect Gary Vee and I admire him. And sometimes I think he's a little bit crazy and nuts, but I think that's also what makes him so great and such an influencer in the space. But I think he has so much wisdom and insight as somebody who's been so successful, but about enjoying the journey, and being patient with your outcomes, giving yourself time, but also saying like it's not too late. And so if you're looking for if you're looking for a very high level view of all of this, I think listening to that book on Audible, I'm listening to it on Audible and he reads it himself, which I really, really like. I also want to get the paperback version so I can actually go back and take notes. But I'll probably do that after I'm done with the Audible. But I would really recommend you listen to it and just listen to his insights on getting better and, testing. And he just gives a lot of insight too on you've got to advance. And the only way you're going to advance is if you start putting stuff out there. So if you want another resource on that, I'll try to see if I can link it down below in the description of this video. But Gary Vee is really wise and he has a lot of good values, and I believe that he would be really great to listen to on this as well if you're trying to get that motivation to just get started. There is so much that you can do with video, and one thing that I'll say also is that a lot of people, I feel like on YouTube, are really focused on trying to grow their business with producing this really high level content. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But I also don't think there's anything wrong with recording a video, answering a frequently asked question that you get from your clients all the time, and publishing it, minimal editing, very basic video like this. Like I'm just gonna record this and upload it to my YouTube channel, and that's where you're gonna be watching it from. But minimal editing, minimal recording, and putting it up on YouTube. And then when that question comes in, sending an email with some information and attaching the video and be like, hey, I get this question all the time, so I recorded this video. And over time, what I think is going to happen is that those videos, if you keep publishing videos like that, they're going to bring people in, but also they're going to be nurturing your clients and your future customers in a very high level, high impact way, versus there's just something different when somebody can see your face and they can hear your tone, right? It goes above and beyond. And I think it takes answering somebody's question via text or email or even phone to just that next level. Because now not only do they see your face, but they hear your voice, and they're getting both, right? And you can also write, you can put together an email template as well. So they've got the writing, they've got the voice, and they've got the face. And now you've got the most powerful form of conversation and communication besides being face to face with them. And again, our brain registers it like almost the same way. It's like if you're watching this right now, your brain is taking this the same way as if you were sitting across my desk from me right now and we were having a conversation. Obviously, I can't hear you on the other side of this video, which is why I'm doing all the talking. But that's how your brain is taking it. And so if you can do that with your clients, think of it less as a marketing tool for now when you're just getting started, but more as a communication tool and a way to communicate at a very high level to make the most impact you can. But also, if you record frequently asked questions, Now, every single time somebody has that question, you have a video for them, it's ready to go. You're saving time for yourself in the future, which huge. And you're still getting that high level touch, which that's amazing. That is, as a business owner, that's awesome. And honestly, I think it's something that you should consider incorporating into, at the very least, your client nurture sequences and the information you have available to people you are trying to take from being a lead or somebody on your email list or in your database over to being a customer, by providing a high touch piece of communication like this. So that's how I think you should get started with video marketing and video communication, is using it in one-to-one formats or small group formats, or like with Instagram stories. There we go. I was trying to think about what I said. With Instagram stories, which they're going to be very quick in their lifespan. Like, they're only going to be available for 24 hours. So if you feel like you mess up or you don't like the way you sound or the way you look in that video, great. It's gone after 24 hours, and now you can record a new video and see how you feel about that one the next day and what can you get better after that. And if you use a combination of all the things that we talked about today, in a year or two, you're going to be so much more confident in video. And I guarantee you, the people who are in your database, in your sphere, in your email list, they are going to see how you talk. They're going to see what you know. They're going to see you, like, a little bit of your experience, of like the client or customer experience with you, and it's going to make an impact on them. I'm going to leave you guys with this, not to like, this is not like a brag or anything. I just think it's kind of funny because when I'm in group settings in real life, I tend to be more reserved. I'm in the back, and I'm somewhat of an introvert. I would say an extroverted introvert, in the way that, like, when I'm comfortable with a group of people or a group, like, I can be more active in the conversation, more loud, more like in the mix, right? But typically, like, if I go to a party, I'm gonna be quiet. I'm probably gonna be in the back, sweating, nervous. Group settings are, like, especially when I don't know people, is not my favorite thing, and I really have to push myself. And sometimes I think about, like, okay, well, if I introduce myself to somebody, like, what am I gonna say, right? So it's really funny to me that people will come to me and be like, I had no idea you could talk so much, or that you had so much to say. And it's because they're seeing things like my Instagram stories, my marketing communication, videos like this, right? They're like, you're just usually so quiet and shy and reserved, and they didn't know, right? They hadn't experienced that. And they're like, it's almost like you could have your own talk show. And I'm like, I feel actually like I could, versus if I had to do that in a group of strangers, just put me in a room and just, like, make myself have conversations, right? For me, it takes the pressure off in a way, because I'm like, great. And it is something that is a skill, like, in person, that I'm working on. But, you know, it's just, sometimes people can see a different side, and they can see your expertise better when you are taking the time to put out what you want out there. You get to choose what you're saying, how you're presenting it, right? And of course, like, you want it to be natural and you want it to be you. But people are going to take notice when you start using video, whether you're using it in marketing or just in communication and nurture. They're going to take notice, and they're going to think higher of you and your business for it. I guarantee it. It is just a really amazing tool for business owners. And I would argue that in 2024, which is when I'm recording this, to me, it's almost a non-negotiable to be using video format in some form of your business, whether that's communication with clients or future clients, or in your marketing, or both. So this is how you can get started with video. I highly encourage you to get started. And if you have any questions, like, you can email me, or you can DM me on Instagram if you like to do voice notes, or if you want to send, I actually think that Instagram, you can do, like, videos to people, like, through DM. And if you're like, I want to practice, like literally for free, reach out to me. I would love to encourage you and help you in that. And then of course, if you start posting videos publicly, I would love to hype you up on those videos. So just send them to me in an email, or you can DM me, and I want to be the one to encourage you with your content marketing and getting better with your video communication and marketing out in the world to help you to nurture your clients and attract more clients and customers into your business. All right, guys, I will see you on the next video.